Hey everyone.
Hello.
I have a very special guest today and a
Hello,
very special
everyone.
game. So, you've never seen this game before, right?
I've seen it once. I saw it because I saw a VTuber play it, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've heard they're popular nowadays. All right. So,
Yeah.
this is Starstruck, The Hands of Time prologue. We have the developer on stream with us.
Hello. Hi, June. Hi, Deepest Lore. How you guys doing?
We have the Russian translator in chat with us.
Yeah, we do. And we will be playing the game in Russian, by the way.
Okay, great. He can live translate for us.
Yeah. So, what is this game?
Um, this is like a combination RPG, rhythm game, Katamari, first person shooter, uh, Disgaea. It's all there. It's
Oh,
every
I
game.
I don't like this guy. So.
Oh, all right. Hopefully everyone can hear the game fine. By the way.
So I was filming another thing kind of like this today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
This
but I
is.
had. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll go on.
I was gonna say, but I have to wait till it's nighttime because of the lighting. I don't have a fancy lighting like setup in here, so I just have to do it based on like nature.
I've shot videos like that before. This is honestly still like my favorite cutscene in the game. I'm looking forward to more of these. All right, chat. We have to name our space captain. What should their name be? Will do.
Looks like we already have a nominated name in the chat.
Okay, we can go with that. That's a pretty cool name. That's from Undertale, I think.
Yeah, that's from Undertale. What's going on? What are you doing over there?
Oh. That was adjusting volumes. There we go.
Yeah, we got a stream to run here. Don't just start jerking off in the middle of things. Come on.
Oh, wait, is there enough? Okay, there is. Did you space it after your own name?
No, I just did whatever fit in there.
Wait, what?
Oh, I got you!
Oh!
I got you! I got you!
Well, now I have to look for Easter eggs.
Bazinga! Yeah, that's right. You thought you were gonna log in as me? No, not today.
Oh. Well, it's red. That's clearly a reference.
Everyone in the chat is just saying, like, damn, Bleep just got owned right now. Like, it's pretty brutal.
It's true.
How do you, like...
I'm gonna delete this I'm gonna delete this video on demand. Alright. I think Sans was the next one.
I should have made something horrible happen if you do Sans, but no, it'll let you do that.
Hi, Marta. Alright. Thing I love about this game is that you can have multiple controller layouts for whatever you're most familiar with, and that for me that's probably PS4. Thanks to
Oh,
go on.
That's the thing you love about the game, that
Yes.
it has multiple controllers.
Mm-hmm.
So all the other stuff, including the songs you made in the game, that's just like nothing, pretty much. It's just about the controllers.
It is like the one thing I've pointed out multiple times.
I need to put that as like, actually, I do have that as like a bullet point in the features section. So I don't know. I need to like move that to the top.
Am I feeling more triangular or square today? I don't know. I got owned pretty hard. I'm going maximum square. Hey, Sleph. We have the violinist for a song in chat.
Oh, hey, welcome to our little get together here.
Hey, Captain Sands. I already forgot
Oh
I
my
did that.
god.
It's me, Hadley, at your service. I have something I wanted to show you. Look, it's beautiful, isn't it? The Earth of 20XX. How are you, by the way? I've been worrying about you this whole trip. Oh, I'm detecting so many life signs on the surface. The Earth of this era is just bursting with life. That means it's still possible for us to save our future. Yes, let's begin the mission then, shall we? This is Hadley, the best character in the game. Our mission, save the Earth, our future, by changing the history here in 20XX. Now, our historical records about Earth's destruction are incomplete, but it seems that something called the mold was the cause. What do you think that means? Also, there's one individual living in this time known in our future as Subject A11, who plays a vital role. This Subject A11, I wonder if they will help us in our mission. Or perhaps they're the one we need to stop. It's important that we begin monitoring Subject A11 immediately. I've installed a program called Neighborhood.exe, which will allow us to do just that. You can select Neighborhood.exe from the desktop whenever you're ready, Captain. Alright, so I had a question for you.
Yeah. And by the way, anyone who has any questions, even in the chat,
Yeah,
I'll answer anything. So yeah, what's your question? Ask your toughest question.
Plot, destroying elements, credit card numbers, whatever. It's all on the table.
Yeah, anything.
Alright, so I already asked you this, I think, in the chat a while ago, but what was the, what was the first idea this game started as? Like, what was Starstruck in your head before you did anything?
Like a turn-based RPG. And the characters used like musical instruments to attack. So, eventually, it seemed like it'd be more interesting if it was like they played to music, and things went from there.
Nice. Hi, Millie.
Hi, Millie.
We gotta talk to Hadley. Of course we do. Is this your first time seeing Earth at this distance? This is your first time seeing Earth at this distance, isn't it, Captain? It's so cute compared to the Earth of our future. But actually, this still isn't what Earth is supposed to look like, is it? Yes, it seems that the world has already started to end, even here. Let's do our best and save the Earth together. We'll return to Hadley in a bit. You'll have to stick around for that.
I like that attitude. Oh, you could see a change I made here. You could see I made go back. I might be a little delayed, but you can see now the icons animate when you're not hovering over them for something new. Yeah, because everyone was missing out on Hadley, and I'm like, no, we can't have that. So that was a change in the last patch.
I love this menu.
It's goody.
Alright, let's hop in and see what this game actually is. I still notice new things whenever I play through this. Like, it took me a shockingly long time to realize that was Break the Mold as a ringtone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, upsettingly long.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course Edwin would have that as his ringtone.
Finally, you picked up. Edwin, it's me, your best friend Zach. I'm waiting outside. Oh, okay. I'll be right out. I still can't believe Dawn is letting us open for her band tonight. It's unbelievable, man. Even considering she's probably just doing this to be nice, it's still extremely flattering. Dawn's like your idol, right? So I know tonight's really important to you.
These three friends all new.
Yes, tonight's going to be our big night. I just know it. I'll grab my new guitar and meet you outside. I have like 2 voices, and none of them are 10-year-old boy, so...
No, you're nailing it.
Please don't break it like that.
Oh, great.
You got it. That's how I imagine their voices in my head. I use your voice to like imagine all the characters in my head.
Perfect.
Alright, hold on, we got it. Wait, are you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm catching up on chat.
Okay, we got a question in here that I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
So, what was the inspiration for the general art style? Well, there's like a couple different art styles, right? There's like the realistic type of style, and then there's this like miniature type of style. And the style has to do with the story, because there's the world of the future and the world of the past. And the world of the past has this diorama art style, and the world of the future has the realistic art style. So that's the main idea of the movie.
I didn't know that.
Oh. That's the whole point of the introduction!
Oh, that does make sense now, doesn't it? Yeah, I analyze media as a hobby, by the way. Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, I analyze media too, and I'm only a pro at analyzing my own game, though.
Mrs. Davis, a look at my quick cup of... The school, all my miss... For certain given an
Julia knows my stream style too well.
unkind.
I just play the game while other people do the actual entertainment.
Leading you toward the Gothic.
You know, something that some people miss in this room, every time I watch someone play the game and they miss the photo frame, I like bang my desk like, no, no, no! Like, that's the whole punchline.
Carry on restrictions.
I know I missed the stairs the first time, but
Oh, did you?
I forget if I got the photo frame or not.
You know, the stairs is something I added because everyone was like, why is there nothing behind the stairs? Why is there nothing behind the stairs? I want to find something behind the stairs.
They're correct.
I mean, I'm like, alright, I guess I don't really understand this, but sure, I'll add something, that'll be fun.
Do you have a waterfall in the game? Because you need to put something behind that too.
No. If I did, I would not even put something just because.
All mine given an I was rather
Also, you won't be able to pet a dog in this game. That's just never gonna happen.
You should just have a dog, and when you interact with it, Edwin like screams at it or something. Let's check out the famous photo frame. Yeah, okay, I saw that one the first time. It's such a good little visual.
I remember you did see it the first time. Actually, this is the second time we've streamed the game together. Now that I think about it, right? Or maybe
yeah.
Not the first.
Oh, this is the third time actually.
Yeah, because you were a beta tester.
Mm-hmm. Yo, there you are. Your parents didn't mind you going out late, huh? I, on the other hand, I had to sneak out through my window. Am I a rebel or what? These splashes are amazing, by the way.
Oh, the Paper Mario Color Splash did this kind of thing.
Dawn and her band are playing inside the Steam plant tonight, right? That's not a, like, Steam reference, is it?
No.
Okay, good. Steam Plant 12. Apart from being quarantined and illegal to enter, it's the perfect concert venue. Everyone's waiting for us, so let's head over there to play our opening set.
People are liking the art, yeah. The artists, especially the lead artist on the game, did such a incredible job. Like, you know, when this is the first game I ever worked on. I didn't think it would look like this. You know, they just, I don't know even how they do this. They're just geniuses.
Who was the main artist on this?
The lead artist, Brian Allenson, and there's a couple other artists who also play a major role. One is Zenial, who did the spoilers, the fairy garden area, and some other things like the train. They did that, and then another person, Adrian Troncoso, who did various interior environments.
How did you come to find, like, the main stuff for the game? I know you met me just, like, randomly by DMing me in an Earthbound server, but, how did you seek out everyone else? Were they friends?
Some people I seeked out, some people were friends. Yeah, the hardest people to find is when I have to find people out of nowhere, and it's pretty hard because I don't know, it's just hard to find. You know, something I'll see someone's art and then I'll or their music or something, and either it'll be like I'll know immediately, it'll click like, yeah, this person would be perfect for, you know, for the game, or other, you know. So but it's hard to find. That's definitely the hardest kind of person to find. Usually if you know someone, that's the easiest, at least for me.
So, for you, what typically happens? Do you have an idea and then seek out an artist, or do you sometimes just come across an artist and are like, I have to have some elements of yours in my video game?
Hi, Bo. Yes, June. This is the first game I've worked on. Wait, so what was the question? Do I find the artist first, or do I think of the idea first, or do you look at the artist first and then make an idea based on that? That
Right.
was. Well, I mean, the art style of the game was kind of already established. So, sort of like at that point, you have to find people who can adhere to the art style, right? I mean, obviously not, obviously they're doing their own creative things, but, it has to match with the rest of the game, right?
Right.
So in terms of the music, yeah, I have actually looked for people, like you, where, I sort of know, like, all right, I know this person, I've heard some of their music, it gives me some ideas how I can play to their strengths. So I guess it's different for art and music for me.
Right. And then I did like a 180 on you and did like a high concept rock song.
Yeah, you really blew me away with you've been blowing me away with all your music.
Oh yeah, I guess I should mention I'm involved in this game. I do some bonus tracks at the end, just as a disclaimer.
Well, another person who says they prepared questions but they can't find them. That's the same with you.
Yeah.
Imagine if this is a TV show. I show up and it's like it's like a talk show, and then I show up, you just like, oh, sorry, we forgot the question. What's
We're
going
ringing
on?
it.
What kind of monkey circus are you running here? Like, I thought this was Twitch.tv, a $1 billion company. What's going on here?
You're gonna get me in trouble with Bezos.
Okay, we got a question in the chat. Is the
Nice.
game's subtitle meant to be a reference to Manos? Yes, but that's not the main point of it. But but yes, that was part of the idea, that I thought it'd be funny to name the game after the worst movie of all time. But that's not really the main point. That's just sort of like a side little additional joke. But actually, the game has a different subtitle in Japanese, and that one's not a reference to Manos, but the English one is.
Did the localizer come up with that name?
The Japanese one, yeah, he did. He, I mean, I don't know Japanese well enough to do that, so yeah, he came up with it, and it has a meaning that's very hard to translate, but Japanese people seem to like the title.
Hedge pink.
And I also like the title. It's from now after you explained this, I'm like, whoa, that's really cool.
Your own.
Okay, Julian found our questions. We're all set.
All right, give me your hardest question, the most difficult question.
Don't worry, Stuff. There will be additional amps.
It's just on the lookout for amps. Just like on the hunt for amps. Well, there they all. There's plenty more, by the way. All right. We actually. All right. I said a difficult question, but this one here by Deepest Floor, that might be a little too difficult. Let's keep things reasonable here.
I don't think you can solve that.
I don't think I can. It's impossible. No human has ever solved that problem. All right.
Tell us about the melon.
Well, we got a question for you, Bleep.
Mm-hmm.
From No Use for a Nick. We got a question right here. directly for you.
Oh, how did I become so pretty? Radiation exposure. It's really good for your pores. If you grew up with a CCTV, you probably have that.
So how many amps are there in the game in total? Well, it's ever increasing. Like I just added 3 more amps today. So at any given time, I actually don't know how many amps are in the game.
There are infinite amps in the game. You heard it here first.
How did I come up with the title Starstruck? I was trying to think of a title, and it just popped in my head, and I realized that if it applies in various different ways to the story, so I just needed I know I need to use that title, even though, but then it didn't really work. You know, if you go on Google and you just search Starstruck, you're never gonna find the game, right? So then that's where the subtitle came in, so people can actually find it.
I remember in the early days of the server, it was kind of a meme to find other things named Starstruck.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that.
Yeah, I heard there may have been a Disney movie named Starstruck, but I'm not sure.
Alright, we're gonna get introduced to kind of the flow of the game here, now that the intro stuff is over. How did you, conceptualize, I guess, what's the word, game loop?
So how'd the game loop come around? Well, it was like I said before, where it started as a turn-based RPG kind of idea, and then it became, it seemed like making it rhythm-based with music would be more interesting, and then I realized that in order to make the game under all the the restrictions and how much time and energy and all the constraints that a small game like this has, I would need to somehow make the story move, only focus on the essential parts. So that's why there's these little episodes, which I don't know if people play the game, they know what I'm talking about, but you can go to these little points and you see that story, and then you can jump around to different times. So that's sort of how that came around. And then once it was like that, it seemed like, I also really am interested in games like Sonic Adventure or Mother 3, or even Nier Automata did this recently to an extent where you could play as different characters and see different things that are going on. And you can somehow interact between all the 3 different characters asynchronously. So then and then there are 3 main characters, so I mean you can kind of see where things went from there.
We're actually going to resume because I forgot to explore a couple areas.
So
yeah, something I do really like about this game is like you mentioned, the bit where you can go back to certain points, because even in this little prologue, that's kind of an important thing. It's makes it very accessible and easy to hop in and out of.
Yeah, I thought though it's also very good for testing the game. All right, so we got a question I missed here. When you decide on the game, how do you? Oh, okay. I think that was kind of what I said, right? No use for a neck. I think that's kind of the same thing I just talked about. But some of the inspirations in terms of games were stuff like UFO: A Day in the Life, where you can jump around in different times. And I thought that was very interesting. It's like you're playing with it's like you're playing with a toy, and you're sliding this dial around, you're seeing what happens, which is sort of the feeling you get with open world games now. But what if you could do that with a story-based game? Those are some of the ideas I was thinking about. It's kind of a pretty simple idea. When you started to work on the game, where were you in my life? I don't know. I was in my 20s, I guess.
I guess a better question would be, what were you doing before Starstruck? Did you work on games before? Were you just working a day job?
Just working a day job not related to games, but as a software engineer. So that was, I mean, it was, yeah, not really anything related to games. Just kind of a jump out of nowhere. Actually, well, I was working at a company that did game related things, but it was not game development. So, but I don't know if I want to say the company. But let's just say if you're on this website, you already know what the company is. Oh, Slef, you're leaving? Okay. See ya. Or you probably already left at this point. All right, see ya.
Good night, Slef. All right, so yeah, we are in our next game mode.
Oh wait, what's going on? We're a giant hand now?
Yeah, it's I think I accidentally switched games. And I game overed, so I'm not very good at it either.
Oh, this is a meme game. Oh.
Wait a minute. I love that little part. So you've play tested this with at least a dozen or so people, didn't you?
More than a dozen, maybe 24 or more. Yeah.
How many of them sounded actively disappointed at this part?
Well, there were some, but then I improved it. And then people were less disappointed. But yeah, it definitely needed tuning right from the beginning.
I just meant the little fake out.
Oh, that. Oh, I thought you just meant the hand mode in general.
Hey, how many people hated your game?
No, well, I mean, what I said is true. Some people were like, it needs a little work, and they gave their suggestions, and then I tried to follow them. But yeah, some people were really like, "Oh, I messed up during that part." I didn't think it would actually trick people.
Yeah, I remember I had some feedback on the first part of this I tried. It was it felt a lot more strict.
Yeah, it probably.
So yeah, this is the Katamari portion, but I like to call it a blast course because the destruction actually benefits you. Or rather, it is straight up destruction. Underappreciated game.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive when you look back at it. It's way ahead of its time. So Boat says, was it a natural evolution for it to be an RPG without any combat? Yeah, I think so. I think, people nowadays are thinking about ideas of how can you have that RPG experience without combat. It seems like a lot of games are experimenting with. That's kind of a trending idea, right? So, I mean, you've probably seen a lot of games thinking about that too, right? Another question here. Did you have fun making this? What were the highs and lows? Yes, definitely fun.
I thought that was your full answer for a second.
So the lows maybe are I don't know. It's just it's so much to do, so much work, and there's so many little things that you might not even think about, but are actually pretty tough to handle. Later in the game, should I even say this? But later in the game, you can, you go to the guitar store, you can get a guitar. But what if you go back in time and then pick a different guitar, right? How is that going to work? How is that going to maintain the temporal, consistency? Or whatever, however you say it, how's that not going to cause a time paradox? There's so many things like that, even right now. So there's so much going on the screen that you wouldn't even think might be a problem, but it has to be addressed. I saw some posts on Twitter where someone said "Oh, when I said I wanted to make a game, I didn't know I had to make the whole thing." So there's so many little details to handle. So sometimes that could be the low. The highs are definitely working with the artists and the composers, because I always wanted to, I was working as a software engineer. I always wanted to work with artists and, composers and really creative people who, I'm a programmer, so I work with really creative and minded people. That's one of the most fun parts.
Alright, so we still have to see some new gameplay styles, but let's take a break and let's talk to Hadley again. Captain, Subject A11 sure is not what sure was not what I was expecting. I mean, if I can speak freely, Captain, I had assumed A11 would be a famous historical figure or something. You know, like the pilot of the first flight to the moon, Edwin Buzz Aldrin. If it wasn't for that Edwin, our moon colony wouldn't even exist. Well, I guess technically right now it doesn't exist yet. Hey, in this time period, that would make you the first human born on the moon to fly to Earth, wouldn't it? That's so cool, Captain. You're amazing.
I think some people don't get that. They think like Edwin is actually Buzz Aldrin, but that's not possible. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's not what's going on here.
You're just like straight up making a Buzz Aldrin biopic without his permission?
Yeah, that's definitely not what's supposed to be happening.
Me? You want to talk about me? Well, there's not much to say. You've known me my whole life, Captain. Remember our first space flight? I was still struggling with motor control, and we almost crashed into the dome. That certainly was fun, wasn't it, Captain? Lol. You're not laughing for some reason. To be continued. What is your favorite rhythm game? That's a good question.
What's your favorite rhythm game, Bleep?
Mine's probably Stepmania and its thousands of forks.
No, you're supposed to say Starstruck Hands of Time.
I'll edit that in post, don't worry. Starstruck, Hands of Time. There. For me later.
Well, would you say Stepmania is your favorite?
Yeah.
Maybe Owen Dawn is my favorite. Like, it's one of those games that's like nowadays people probably, young people, they don't even know what it is. It's, you know, it's just like a lost masterpiece maybe at this point. No one even talks about it. I mean, people talk about it, but so many people probably never even played it.
I played Odin Sphere. Was that anything like it?
Oh, you haven't played Owen Dawn? It's Elite Beat Agents. It's just the Japanese title of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played it. Back in the day. I played a bit of Osu too, but honestly, Osu is like my least favorite style of rhythm game.
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, except it's like kind of obviously a lot faster.
That's why I prefer the DS version, or the actual game. See, I have a high IQ, so I'm checking both sides.
Maybe too high for your own good. Alright, so we got another question here. The game's Steam page says that the game's self-published. How has that experience been? Good. Well, you know, right now it's good. I don't think a publisher. I think some people think publishers do certain things when in reality maybe that's not really how it works. I think a lot of people might think they're getting something from a publisher that they might not be getting. But on the other hand, there are publishers who are great publishers and they do give you what you need. And it's also depending on the game, the kind of game it is. But yeah, publishers are, I don't know, I haven't found it to be a huge, you know, I haven't, you know, recently within the past few months, I haven't sat down and be like, man, I wish I had a publisher, you know. Bleep, am I answering too many questions here? Am I going
no,
up?
you're fine. I'm just background noise at this point.
My stream, I'm taking over? I'm doing.
Game Master has a good question for you.
I need the Bowser's laugh sound effect. Can you give me a soundboard? Is there any way we could get one of those so I can like just play sound effects?
I have a soundboard, but all I have on it right now is the Sans guitar thing.
Okay, that's not
Just
what I need. What's the most unexpected thing that came as feedback or reaction? People's reactions to the ending. I think I've said this before, but a lot of it was supposed to be funny, but no one laughs at it. They have another emotional reaction, but I guess it's a stimulating emotional reaction they'll have. So I guess I'm fine with it anyway. But a lot of it was supposed to be funny.
I've definitely seen some strong reactions to that.
Yeah. I think if you play the full game, you'll see you'll see the humor might, I don't know, you might see a bit more. The humor might make more sense when you play the full game. Hopefully, I don't know.
I'm gonna interrupt you to say that keyboard solo during her sting is absolutely sick. It's so
really?
good.
All right.
Though it has a long question for you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a pretty interesting question. So the idea of jumping between different character perspectives and times in the story is interesting, and there's a lot of moving parts involved. So how has that affected the scope of the project? That's actually made the scope smaller and that's actually one of the reasons behind it. And I think it's strange to me that more games don't do this. I mean, think about the first real game, or at least the first real 3D game that did this in a big way, and that was Sonic Adventure 1. You know, where you play as the different characters and you go through the different courses or levels and stages, and you go through them as different characters, right? And you do different things in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why did they do that? That was obviously so they could get more bang out of their buck for making all those levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's other part of it where there's all these different stories that are going on at the same time. It's really cool, but I mean, that was part of the reason, right? So it actually reduced the scope. I mean, imagine if it was a linear game you just played as Sonic. You would beat it in like less than an hour, and then you'd be like, I want my money back. The Dreamcast sucks or something, right?
It is interesting that, given that information, that so far, as we'll see in the prologue later, that the different characters typically have like completely unique like maps and situations. So, I mean, I guess in the full game, of course, you're going to see the town again and stuff like that, I'm sure. But
yeah, but it's all in the same main town area. Like, yeah, they're not it's not reused as much as Sonic Adventure 1, but it's all in the same setting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that applies to like even all the extra places you can go, right? Like
right.
when you like they're all going to be these things. So it's actually been part of making the scope smaller, and you could even see that in like Near Automata, right? Like it seems like even though it's it's a really high quality game, but I think Platinum, are they considered a AAA studio?
For the most part, yeah.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Especially without being published by Square.
Well, Square is obviously, but I would think that Platinum. Well, anyway, you could. I feel like I got the same sense that they were trying to get the. They are okay. Well, I still got the same sense that they're trying to squeeze every last drop they could out of everything. So you can get the most bang out of your buck for making all these different places and thinking about all these different ideas. And actually, it's not that just you're getting your bang out of your buck. You're also like you're seeing the same thing from multiple different perspectives, which lets you see more about the world, right? Because imagine a story about a character. You could see them from the sad perspective or a happy perspective. Perspective as a child, perspective as a father. You can learn so much about that character. So imagine what if you could do that for a world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just that. It's not just an economic thing. It's also like, well, wait, that you can also go in a lot more depth. So that's the idea behind it. So I think it's actually a good way of reducing the scope and also, making maybe an interesting story. But you do have to plan a lot to do that, though. I think.
The planning part is the part I always think about when I would be thinking about like how would I design this game, just because all those parts actually have to work together.
Yeah, but you're actually saving planning later. You're just by doing it up front. I think you're saving work for yourself later.
Mm-hmm. Did you have most of the story like already storyboarded before you started, or?
Probably not storyboarded, but I had the outline in my head, sort of. And then actually, it's like I tried to focus it as much as possible as I came to think about this story format.
In other words, to make German costly is a fact lies your throat.
I've been playing this with the Super Nintendo controller, by the way, so it's a very controller-friendly game.
The 8-bit,
regardless of your style.
how do we say that? The 8-bit do or the 8-bit dough? I don't know how to say it.
8-bit dough, I think it is, colloquially.
What is the dough? What does dough mean in this context?
I have no idea. It's a Chinese company. It might be something in Chinese.
Oh, is that? It's like. Is it? Yeah. Okay, that's got to be it then.
It's a rhythm game now, by the way. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Some people, I've seen some Japanese people see like they commented like, oh, so is this like a mini game collection or something? 'Cause it's very different. And I'm thinking like, well, you sort of have a point a little bit.
I can see people getting that from the trailer, honestly, but
It might have been a comment on the trailer somewhere. It's like, well, you could think of it that way, but not really.
Eight-bit don't.
Oh, the dough is for bread. Okay, that answers the question. Now we know.
Nice.
Again, we got an A ranker here. We got to show off.
I'm pretty not great at the rhythm game, but you already know that. I'm just outing myself to everyone else now.
Now we're gonna finally maybe we'll get to see bleep. You know, how are you gonna do it your own songs? That's the real question. If we get that far, I don't know if we'll get that far, but that's the real question.
I was planning on I'm terrible at my own songs. Those are like some of the hardest maps. But yeah, I was planning on doing the whole game. You don't have to stick around the whole time if you have stuff to do.
I don't have anything to do.
Okay. Home alone on a Wednesday night. It's all good.
Well,
no one's judging you.
I mean, it's like freezing cold out. What am I gonna go do? I don't want to be outside right now. I want to stay in here. So we got a question. Which game modes were the most fun and challenging to make? I mean, it was all the music and the hand stuff. They were each pretty complicated, but the hand stuff definitely unexpectedly complicated.
Mm-hmm.
These three.
So Boat says, does Edwin explore this musical style more in the full game? Well, you just have to play the game and see.
For it like that.
Julian says I have to play the rhythm game and the actual guitar part at the same time.
That's true. That's actually true.
As pay sharp pound of sugar. Hated crate, but
So we got it. Is this bleep? Is this Millie? Is that who's asking this?
Yes.
Okay, so Millie asks, how did the decision for the chopped up audio for the dialogue come about?
slush.
I mean, it's been done in games before. Like a lot of games, like Animal Crossing or
Loud June that costs more.
well, yeah, games like Animal Crossing or other games, they'll sort of do it
Loud
with just like made up noises.
June that ifs.
And there are other games that do it with cut up, chopped up dialogue.
Productive.
And those are mainly games like Moon, which just came out on the Switch, and other games from those developers. So I saw those games, and they mostly did it in Japanese, but these are, I thought it might sound cool if it was English chopped up. So that's how the idea came about.
I think you told me a lot of this was like magazine articles and recipes.
No, it's
seems sharp.
a lot of there are these like specific phrases they use to like test out the quality of a radio transmission. I think they're called like the Harvard sentences or something. It's this huge list. I don't know that these people used to test things like, and I just borrowed it from that. So they're just like random questions, random sentences that are about random things. But Dawn's, for some reason, hers kind of sound like a recipe, even though I don't know if they especially are.
Mm-hmm. That's what I got out of them. I keep hearing like cup of and things like that.
Yeah, hers, it sounds like she's recipe, but maybe I think one or two. I know one of hers is a recipe, and it's probably, I don't know. Do you think I should re-record her lines? Because like a lot of people, I don't know if they're bothered by it or they like that hers are kind of recognizable. I don't know. I might end
I
up
mean, I
changing-
like it, but I don't know what other people actually feel about it. I've seen some of that feedback too.
So what was unexpectedly difficult about making the hand parts? There's so much having to do with I don't even want to think about it, but there's so much having to do with like Unity physics and like collision, and it doesn't really work the way you would want it to a lot of the time. And also like making the things fly around in different places and fall apart, right? You know, there's so much stuff that it's a lot of stuff involving physics and stuff like falling apart, or like what happens if, you know, an object gets thrown and like hits another object, what happens? You know, there's a lot of stuff like, and Unity doesn't do a lot of that stuff for you. You have to kind of do it yourself. Not all of it, but you have to do some of it yourself.
That's interesting that Unity wouldn't account for objects colliding with other objects like that.
Well, it does, but it doesn't do it in the way you want it to. So you have to kind of do it yourself.
Right. So if you want anything but like the default setting.
Yes. Pretty much. And Deepasaur says, you ever notice how the captain's starship is realistic and the other ones are artistic cutout depictions? I don't think anyone else gets it. I think, you know, I guess you're the translator, so it makes sense, but you might be from other comments you said, you might be one of the people who understands what I'm trying to do with this game the most. You noticed a lot of the details that a lot of other people don't get.
In other words, is a fact. German lies.
Oh, is it harder for English as a second language? I thought it might be easier because you don't really, you know, I thought it might be easier because you could maybe ignore them a little more, but is it harder? That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people don't even talk to the characters on stage like this. I'm happy that you are.
I mean, like, you can just move, so why not? You know, try to leave the stage, be a punk.
That's what I said.
That's what video games are for.
So what do you think about this game so far, Bleep?
I think it's got some potential. It might go places. No, I actually really love this game. It's one of my most hyped games of whatever year it's going to come out.
You know, when people tell me that, I actually didn't think anyone would really like it that much. So now when I'm working on the more parts of the story, I'm like, oh man, I better get this right.
So what's I was actually going to ask you that. What stresses you out more, positive or negative feedback?
Lack of negative stresses me out because I want to know what I can improve. So if like I'm not getting any input on that, then that'll stress me out. But that doesn't happen that much. But it did that's why I had to get like random people I don't know to beta test it, because when I asked just people I know, I got no constructive criticism back, which is fine. I understand why that happens, but that stresses me out.
I think that kind of messes with every artist.
Yeah, getting random people to play test the game and watching them play it was that was so big for me. That helped me see so many things and like improve the game in so many ways I never thought of.
I like definitely don't sugarcoat any feedback, even amongst people I know. So what I gave you at least is like my honest thoughts on it. So
that's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's hard to find people who will do that, which I understand why. You know, it's hard to do that. But so I definitely treasure when people do that. So Boat's asking, is everything in the game, is this little slice of everything? I mean, yeah, there's not going to be a major gameplay system, right? Like, it's not going to turn into like, you know, it's not going to be like, here we have like the music game and then, you know, also the destruction, and then, you know, in the full game there's going to also be a Dark Souls section, and there's going to be like also a you know, a blackjack mini game. Like it's not a mini game collection. So all the main game systems are in the demo, but I mean there's definitely more surprises in the game.
I thought you were just confirming a Dark Souls and blackjack session because
No.
I was playing the rhythm game. I was like, wait, what?
No, there's yeah, there's already it's kind of going overboard. I don't think adding more is a good idea.
So something I've noticed is games that like mix up genres like this are kind of like automatically thought of in a certain light that I don't know if it's necessarily like flattering or not to you. Like a lot of people just have this like visceral "wow, that sure is wacky" reaction without like that seems to be like the depth they go with the game systems. Is that ever like is that a thing you've ever noticed that bothers you?
I haven't noticed that as a big thing, at least from people that have played the game. I don't know, I haven't really thought about it that way before.
Am I making you subconscious about brand new things?
No. I think some people, I think the hard part about taking two gameplay systems is, you know, if I were to think about it now, I might be really hesitant to just take, you know, have two gameplay systems like this because sometimes it's not necessary. Like what was that game? The one of the first Way Forward games for Game Boy Advance. Let me look it up. It's called like It's like Sigma Star Saga. Are you familiar with that game? Did anyone in the chat know Sigma Star Saga?
I played it forever ago, but I don't remember anything about it.
You played it?
I did.
How far did you get her, and what did you think about it?
I think it was one of those games that I played for like 20 minutes and never thought about again, so I'm not exactly a critic on it.
So that game, it's do you remember? It's kind of like like Zelda like action, you know?
Yeah.
Game, but also there's the shoot 'em up part.
Yeah, I don't think I even got that far.
Oh, really? Okay. Which it seems cool, but like, was it really necessary for them to do that? And it's this like extremely advanced Game Boy Advance game where like they clearly, you know, it's clearly a big, you know, achievement to have made a game of that scale. But I don't know. Looking back, I wonder if they would make a game like that again. So it's definitely like it can be maybe not a good idea a lot of the times. And yeah, I don't know if I would do this kind of game again, given the opportunity, like two different styles like that, unless there was a really good reason. For Starstruck, I think there are good reasons to do it. A lot of times, maybe there's not good reasons if you're just doing it to try to be wacky or be a little weird.
That was also at the era of like video game development where doing that kind of thing was like first just becoming possible, so experimentation.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there were absolutely like NES games that mixed up gameplay style and stuff, but it was like this is being held together by duct tape and barely fits on a cartridge kind of a thing, so
yeah. So we got a question here.
Yeah, Game Master follow-up question.
What about narratively? Are there any surprises in the store narratively? Are there any surprises in the story? No. There are no there are no surprises in the story. Sorry to disappoint you.
The rest of the game is Edwin's parents filing taxes.
Yeah, there's no surprises. Come on. Do you think that what kind of game you think this is? Do you think this is a meme game? You think this is Goat Simulator? There's no surprises here. Get out of here. Go play Goat Simulator.
Has anyone ever made the Goat Simulator comparison?
No, I've never heard that.
I'm gonna watch out for it now.
So, Bleep, we got a question for you. Are you more of an Edwin or a Zach?
That's a good question. I think I'm more of an Edwin. I was definitely a bedwetter, so... Alright, moving on. Who are you?
For me, I'd have to say both, right? Since I'm the one writing the text for both of them. So I think we're both. Boat's asking, do you think the uniqueness of Starstruck system carries inherent meme potential? I haven't seen many memes, so I guess not. I've seen some that were pretty good, but I haven't seen like an overwhelming, surprising amount of them.
I think I've made a significant percent of the memes,
Yes,
and I don't count.
You have made some good memes.
On a related note, everyone joined the Starstruck Discord.
There's lots of memes in there.
Mm-hmm.
June that from Sing.
The Starstruck iceberg, yeah, that's perhaps
That might be the best meme.
that might perhaps be the greatest Starstruck meme.
Mm-hmm. I'm just amazed that you could like do that with the content available currently.
I know. I kept like looking at this iceberg that Deepest Lore made. Everyone knows the iceberg image, right? You know, where you could. So, and then I'm like going. I'm like, is it gonna run out at some point? Like, I'm getting worried. Like, is it gonna run out? But somehow there was enough material in this short demo for the iceberg.
Okay, I have a question for you. So if I've watched a few streams of this, and sometimes people somehow don't interact with the skeleton, and that like infuriates me. Is there anything like that in here for you? I know you've mentioned the picture frame earlier.
Well, you have to interact with the skeleton in order to advance.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I swear I've seen people skip it. Maybe they
shouldn't-
don't. Oh, maybe they don't get this one.
Oh, yeah. Some people don't do the second one.
Costs more.
The picture frame is the main one, but also when they exit Edwin's house and they just go directly to the bully.
Deep along the water.
It's like, no, I get it, but like, man, I wish you had checked out the other stuff, but that's fine.
Calling out my friend Tatsu.
No, I know some people play that way, which is fine, but it's just like, I mean, people can understand my feelings with that, right? I don't really have to explain it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
School fresh such. Ian Paul his last hostess to be
Have you gotten much like feedback or negative review that like
hostess
completely misses the boat?
Um,
Like something just like so arbitrary or such a weird criticism that like you couldn't possibly do anything about it?
maybe, but I probably just ignored it because, I mean, if it's not the game for you, it's not the game for you, right?
his last
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing I can do that's gonna
All
make
the
you
dad-
like the game if it's just
Mm-hmm.
not your type of game. But the most consistent feedback is like control remapping, which is like, man, I wish I knew that from the start because shamefully I still haven't done it. But that's a bit surprised me, which is actually it's very valid feedback actually. But
Mhm.
that was surprising me.
Pound of shares paid June that.
Oh, we have a very important question from Tor.
Okay, so
Who is your favorite Peanuts character?
I actually just watched like the Peanuts movie just like a week or two ago. I rewatched it.
From Sing Pound of shares.
I mean, besides Snoopy, obviously, because Snoopy would be the obvious favorite.
Z school.
I would say Peppermint Patty. What about you, Bleep?
You're gonna make Tor very happy. I haven't rewatched Peanuts in I haven't rewatched Peanuts in a very long time, so like my knee-jerk reaction is probably Woodstock.
All right, it's respectable.
Fresh side to the
Costs more.
So this is like low-key one of my favorite mechanics, and I'm excited to see how it's used in the future.
Deep along slush gifts.
I'm like a sucker for these in Guitar Hero games.
Yeah, so it's like a major part of like the newest Guitar Hero game. I think Guitar Hero Live.
being
They're
burst
really
to
like.
such
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that at all? What they've done with it?
Oh yeah, my wife
tall
gets all the
school, fresh
Guitar
as a dad.
Heroes, so...
So we got a couple questions, but I'll answer this first. So, if I have a hard time with the rhythm games, and watching some of the gameplay made my head spin. Is there a way for me to experience the story? Yes, in the full game, and also hopefully in a update to the demo, I'm going to add a autoplay mode. So if you don't want to play the rhythm gameplay, the autoplay mode, the characters will just play it by themselves. So that will be an option for the full game, and at some point, I don't know when, but at some point I will add it to the demo. But yeah, that is definitely a feature the game needs.
Mm-hmm.
Another question that kind of up a little bit. You always read all the text of games, even when you're a young kid. What do you mean read all the? I had a friend growing up who played a lot of PS2 RPGs, but he would skip all the text and all the cutscenes. So is that what you mean? Do I read all the text? Did I not do that? Yeah, of course I would read all the text. I'm not one of those people who would skip all the text and skip all the cutscenes. Some people do that. Bleep, have you ever met anyone who did that?
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I can understand maybe in certain types of games, but if you're playing an RPG, I don't get it. What are you getting out of this experience? Oh, talk to all NPCs?
Yeah, are you I think they're asking, are you the type that scours every single inch of the map looking for things to talk to?
Depends on the game. Depends how much I'm getting into it. If I'm getting into a lot, maybe I'll do that, but most of the time, not really.
I got some insight as to how these parts work, which probably only music nerds would care about, and I think it's really cool.
So how does it feel to you playing the improv parts as a musician? I probably asked you this before, but
it's about like it is in most rhythm games. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
In that context, and I think a lot of musicians want to try to push that as much as possible right away. And it's always kind of a letdown when it doesn't happen, but this is pretty good because you have the multiple strumming and octaves and things like that, so it's probably one of the better implementations of it.
Okay, that's good.
Deep along your water in order. Cost more ifs.
Oh yeah, so speaking of the accessibility questions, what were the most requested features for the game so far that are not yet implemented?
Easy mode, autoplay, control remapping. Those are the top 3 features in general that people ask, which are all very good, very valid things, and, things I definitely want to add because they're very good features. But yeah, those are those are the top 3, and they're all kind of accessibility. I don't know, I guess you could think of the accessibility, but they're related to it.
Sharp June that.
All right, I'm sure this might be a hard question for you to answer because it's your vision and stuff, but what is your favorite and least favorite songs of the game? And of course, least favorite doesn't have to mean bad, just the song you could go without, I guess.
Yeah, probably my least favorite in the game is Bob's Garage.
That's fair.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not going to answer least favorite. But because I don't even know what I would say, but most favorite is in the prologue would have to obviously be Break the Mold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other good ones, I think the title screen music is perhaps underappreciated.
I was just thinking that as I was setting up the stream.
Yeah,
it was the first time I really listened to it. It's really good.
It goes on for a while. I think people might not know that, which I can understand why you don't know that, but it goes on for a while.
I think most people would say Break the Mold for their favorite, but there's at least one streamer I watched who would probably say the next big song coming up, actually.
Yeah, the piano one, yeah, I think some people that's their favorite song.
It's a fun chart.
Man, we got a wimp here playing on normal mode. just noticed that. Are we gonna get master mode on the next song? What's going on?
Oh god, no. I don't think I've done a single song in master mode yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rhythm games are like something I like a lot, but it's also something I have to like play 1,000 times to really get my head around, and I haven't done that with Starstruck yet. I'm kind of waiting for the full game for that.
See, to me, master mode is easy. So when and I know that's because I played the game for a zillion hours, but it's like
this is how we get this is how we get games like Ninja Gaiden.
yeah, I know exactly. Like I understand it now. It makes sense. I understand how Ninja Gaiden happened. Do we have another question here? A boat. I'm glad you like the title stream music. I agree. It is pretty emotional. And what percentage of the total music is present in the demo? I don't think I've calculated that, but the demo is about a third, maybe, of the length of the story. Maybe a third, or maybe slightly less than a third. So it's probably about the same in terms of the music. All right, Bleep, we got a question for you, which I know you can't read it right now because you're doing something. So I'll read it for you. What was the weirdest / funniest experience you can remember from your school days?
One time we were on like full-on lockdown, and it turned out it was in our school, and it turned out it was because they found like a bag in someone's locker. Like this was like directly after 9/11, and it was like a bag of white powder, but it was like salt.
I thought you were just gonna say a bag, like an empty bag.
That was the first one that comes to mind, I think.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, people are gonna be like, now we're just aging ourselves here. We're just saying how old we are. That we were alive. Yeah.
I was in high school when 9/11 happened.
Oh man, I was in middle school. Yeah, we are a bunch of boomers.
Yeah. So yeah, funny story, 9/11.
Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay,
Just improvising.
Okay. I thought, because, see, on my end, I'm not hearing any music, so I just heard you say something and then just like complete silence. I'm like, okay, let's go, because my internet's been going in and out lately. So how's I can't hear the improv solo, but how's it sound? Is it good? Are you proud?
I'm very proud. Something I notice when watching people is they don't really like push buttons very often during this, and I'm just like
So I actually changed the wording of the improv tutorial to try to encourage people to play it how I play it, or play it, I don't know, like you say, like press more buttons. I think it has worked.
That's good. I actually didn't even know that you could fail on the solo or the improv sections. Like I didn't know that was rated or anything.
In this song, you cannot, but
Oh, okay.
in other songs, you can. No one notices this, but look on the left. You see the metronome is now open. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah. Hey, I never noticed the guitar there before either.
Never noticed the guitar. Yeah, it's right there.
Let's see. There's a fishy-looking note next to the metronome.
Huh? You mean the thing to the right of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just the cover.
Oh, okay. Theory destroyed.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I do. I'm the game theory destroyer. No, that's someone else. Never mind.
Alright, we unlocked another hand section. Let's do it.
Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, this is a hard one. Oh.
Ooh, cringe.
Ouch.
Cringe.
Almost as bad as naming myself Mr. Tenda.
No. Nothing approaches that. Could have been worse name. Could have easily been worse.
Has someone actually tried that without being prompted?
Oh, you mean? Oh, I thought you meant me like making my internet online name.
No.
Which is pretty cringe. But it was also cringe. It wasn't cringe, but it was a got you moment when you did it. Which I don't even know if anyone's ever noticed that or done that. But okay. So Boat has a question. Where does the captain poop? I'm not gonna answer that question. Come on.
You have to wait for the full game for that.
Wait, you want me to just give away everything away? Like, there's a reason. There's a reason I put cliffhangers in here, is to try to get people to buy the full game. So you think I'm just going to answer them all on the stream and just throw everything away? No, not this time. You like this little guy on the left? Oh, you went away. The nodding guy. I drew that little guy.
Nice. How much of the art did you do?
The art?
Mm-hmm.
None.
If any.
Like maybe I've like some of the pixel I might have. Oh, so yeah,
Oops.
like that tiny little, pixel art of the face nodding. That's probably like 20, 30 or 40% of the art that I've done. Like I'm not an artist at all. I drew a couple of Hadley's faces, but yeah, the vast majority is not. I'm not responsible for any of the visuals.
That's always been my biggest hurdle when trying to do anything related to game dev.
Yeah.
Visual art is not my thing.
Yeah. So we got a interesting idea here. Have you ever thought about introduce some kind of multi-control setup for the rhythm game where you can either switch between the controllers or play it along with a friend? No, I have not. That would be pretty cool, but I don't have any friends, so I'd have no way to test it. That's the big problem here. But if you want to become my friend, then maybe I will have a way to test it, and then we can make it possible. So if you want to become my friend, let me know.
It's like Kickstarter, but even more desperate.
Friend starter. 100 people have pledged to become friends with this person, and therefore the project can succeed.
We're like already scary close to that point on the internet, I think.
Oh,
all right,
well.
That's the secret vlog. That's the most important character in the game, obviously.
No comment.
Who is your favorite non-main cast character?
So who do you consider the main cast?
Edwin, Zach, Dawn, and Lucy.
Well, then it would be Hadley.
Oh yeah, Hadley.
I would consider the main cast though. So besides Hadley, the captain, and those four, I would say
Hedge pink sub.
I would say
It's true, I wasted my wish.
Get back in heat.
I would say I think the mailman is underappreciated.
And to Rust,
The mailman is pretty good.
these three.
Across. Yeah, clear sun road.
involved.
So did the main composer of the game make this song?
Yeah, what do you think about it?
I like it a lot. It's got some pretty impressive, like, Baroque vibes.
Yeah, he told me the whole history behind this type of music and who invented this technique, but I forgot it. But
that's the correct response.
But there is a lot of, you know, I think the people who, you know, especially the main composer and other people who worked on the game are really serious about, you know, including you, I guess, are pretty serious about studying music and understanding it. So I think there's a lot of culture in the music of the game.
Friends all new.
I study music, and I don't think I could compose something like
Glass. Focus. Add this.
this level of Baroque, because like counterpoint and things like that are very specific things. So from like a theory standpoint, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people haven't even heard that's in the soundtrack. That's very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
For it proves with.
The rhythm game set pieces are really good, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of those.
Oh, the songs?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they're all sitting here on my hard drive.
Crawl don't hate it like that.
When people inevitably reverse engineer the game, are you going to put any fun stuff inside of it for them to find?
I was telling...
I
had one idea. You can tell me what you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about putting a like hidden thing, like maybe outside of the boundaries of the game, and it would say if you show this in a YouTube video, you have to donate 100% of the ad revenue to charity. What do you think about that?
I think you should absolutely do it.
I'm thinking, you know, I've thought for a while about it. I can't get the idea out of my head, so I might have to do it.
And to Rose looking for it.
Have there been much in the ways of speedruns in the prologue yet?
I don't think so. I've not heard of anyone doing that. I don't think it's the kind of game you play it and you think I got to speedrun this. So
I mean, I think that about Undertale, but it's apparently a pretty big speedrun community.
I mean, you could do anything with that game and people will want to do it. So, but there are some tricks in that game, right? That are interesting. I don't know if there's any glitches like that in this game. Yeah, if anyone wants the world record of Starstruck, like it's, you know, you could get it. You can go claim it on speedrun.com or whatever website people use.
You can just claim it. You don't even have to play it.
You could say it took you, well, I don't know how it works, yeah, but I mean, even if it took you 10 hours to play the demo, you could be the world record holder.
I mean, that's for the Speedrun Archive mods to worry about.
That's what the what?
That's for the Speedrun Archive mods to worry about.
I can't hear any of the music because of our streaming setup, but I have it all memorized in my head, so it all works out. Oh, what's this? We just got 100 bits from Deepest Lore. Thank you, Deepest Lore.
Thank you, Deep.
Thank you for the bits. Welcome to the Bleep fam. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your badge. Welcome to the Bleep fam. Let's go. Am I doing this right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I actually had no idea what that sound effect was. I know you probably didn't hear it, but...
I did not hear it.
I was like, oh damn, I have to look at what just happened after I'm done with this song.
probably the bits.
I have like my own little jingle I made set up for all the other alerts, but I don't think I had anything for bits yet. Deepest simp. What's been the most hotly debated feature of the game?
Maybe a run button.
Oh yeah, that was one of them. Oh, go on.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it initially, and then I added one, and people are like, "Oh, it's not fast enough." So I made it. It was tough to find a balance for that.
The one I was thinking of was whether it would penalize you if you hit a note without there being a note there.
No, that's just kind of one that I just do what the people who really like rhythm games, what they tell me they want. So, make a walk button out of spite. I was thinking about that. I was thinking if you use the run button, it would just make you walk. Just because I really didn't want to do a run button, just to like show my annoyance at that. But eventually, I just did the run button.
Make the game run at 30 FPS.
It's an interesting idea.
Go like full PS1 and have the resolution change during the menus. Alright, let's wrap up our last few conversations with Hadley. Because we are almost done with the prologue. Unfortunately. Alright, I have to make some volume adjustments. 1 second.
Oh, am I too quiet?
I guess so, but no one said anything until just now.
Okay. Hadley was a tough character to try to figure out. Should I even be talking now? People can't hear me, or should I wait?
You're fine now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Hadley was a tough character. I watched, should I say this? But I watched a lot of Mr. Rogers episodes to try to figure out how Hadley should say things.
I was trying to think of like which video game character Hadley reminded me of most, and I did keep going back to Mr. Rogers. So you nailed it.
That's the whole idea. But yeah, actually, that's a good point. What other video game characters kind of talk like that? I don't know if I can think of any. Hadley is Mr. Rogers. Well, I don't know if Hadley is Mr. Rogers, but I tried to I don't know, to think about the ideas in the show. The show is really interesting. Like, if you watch it as an adult, you can see what's going on in it. At least for me, it is.
You may or may not be annoyed, but probably Raziel, or what was his name? Raziel from Deltarune?
Yeah.
I think that's the vibes I get most, just like that hyper-positive kind of thing, supportive.
Yeah.
I know, as a developer, you probably are annoyed by like Undertale and Earthbound comparisons endlessly, but
if anything, that's nice to be compared to those. I mean, I love those games, so why not? But yeah, sort of. But I think Hadley has a different part of it. But I guess there's some similarities.
I think it's pretty unique, so it's hard to like nail down an exact character.
Marta? Who's Marta? Do you know who's Marta? What are we talking about here?
If he's not talking about a video game character, he's talking about his girlfriend.
would not understand that reference.
Yeah, but when Hadley turns out to be the final boss, it's gonna be pretty good.
Someone thought like Hadley was like gonna be the love interest of the game, and it's like, well, I mean, that was I have to say I never thought about it that way. It was definitely a surprise to hear that idea.
Mm-hmm. That's a direction to take the character, that's for sure. All right. The final section. So this was absolutely the first section that like totally sold me on the game.
Oh, really?
I mean, like, the main game is of course really good, but this is a section that's like, oh, this is going places. Yeah, Deep's right, it's a total snooze fest.
Yeah.
It's him.
So I think you said that some people seem to think that everything in the game is like a real life model. Is that
Yeah.
Is that like a positive for you?
I mean, I'm not the artist. I'm not an artist on the game, but I guess so, right? It has to be, right? That it looks that realistic. How could that not be positive? This place in particular looks like I had no idea that this map, this scene was going to be so beautiful. It really surpassed my expectations what Zen did here with the art.
I think if you asked me to like pick out what I thought was real and what I thought wasn't, this would be like a scene I would have to look really close at to figure it out.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people seem to miss these fairies.
Yeah. I think the hitbox around them is pretty big though, but I guess some people just walk by them, I don't know.
Abrica, good morning is a strong line.
That was actually from one of the oldest, that was one of the oldest things. That was like an idea I had very, very early, like before the game was even a rhythm game, the Abrica good morning. So who did the voice lines? The oh ho ho is me. And it's him, those were, I don't know, I found those like as stock audio somewhere.
I always thought these kind of like in music there's like sites that have like sample packs and things like that.
Yeah.
For like to add to songs, and like there's all these generic like things you would find in like a 90s toy keyboard. And I always thought those fairies sounded like that.
I guess, yeah, I mean, that might be the kind of thing it was made for, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's claim this bad boy.
Ugh, why doesn't this game have a run button?
I know.
Lazy developers.
I've never minded on this section because it's pretty.
Orchestra. So,
You like my couch, Bleep?
While Neo roos with
As long as it's not a leather couch.
Of course it's not a leather couch.
Good. Hate leather couches. So, if you haven't figured it out, this is the section that people seem to have a unexpected reaction to.
Yeah. So when you look at those like spirals in the background, have you noticed anything about them?
I have not, but you
Tell
said
me.
that like a second too late. What are their secrets?
Well, I
Oh,
just
there
want
they
to
are.
know.
Is that the Yumeniki pattern?
No.
Aw.
Like when you look at one of them, do you see? When you look at them, try to kind of look at the other ones from the corner of your eye.
Let's see.
Any viewers can do that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do appear to be moving a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how many people noticed that. Yeah,
It's.
I don't.
I think for me, I kind of had to like look really hard because of the mold being half the screen.
Deepest War. I thought it'd be much. I thought many more people would notice it.
Mm-hmm.
They do. So far I've had no one point it out to me.
I'm just interested in that Yumeniki looking texture now.
Oh, you did? Okay. David noticed things.
Like I said, every time I play this game, I notice new things. Or the developer directly tells me.
I actually made that optical illusion image by myself.
Oh, nice.
I had to use like a program to draw it, like computationally.
I have a friend who really got into making optical illusion images for a while, and it's apparently some like really intense stuff.
Yeah, like there's this, I mean, when I was learning how to make, I was researching them for this, and there's like whole books and communities about it and everything. Third most played game. Yeah, I think it's my first most played game, just because testing.
Who did that animation?
What animation?
The mold transformation.
Me.
Nice.
Yeah, the snake is the one character I did design in the
Oh,
game.
okay.
So I will take credit for that. TCG foils, yeah, I could kind of see that actually a little bit because it has the border kind of like a card a little bit. Does this confirm or deny the existence of amiibos? No comment at this time. No, there's not going to be amiibos. That's only for what indie game has ever done that with Shovel Knight, right? Was the snake meant to be the protagonist? No, not really. What does the donkey symbolize? Bleep, what do you think the donkey symbolizes?
Donkeys.
Correct.
Nice. I've always assumed that you're kind of taking the piss at least a little bit with this section, so I haven't looked into, like, specific symbolism of anything.
Taking a piss? What do you mean?
Like, some stuff is meant to look like it means something else, but it's just kind of a non sequitur, like the donkey.
No, there's. I try to avoid non sequiturs in the game.
Damn, I have to reevaluate now.
Well, you don't. The thing about it is I don't think you have to really think about it that way to understand it or to play the game and to enjoy it. It's kind of like at least that's how I think about it. Like if you go to a restaurant and they make you a dish and they put all these spices on it, you don't have to know what every single spice they used is to enjoy it, right? In most cases, you don't know unless if you're like I don't know what spices they're putting on it, but I still like the food, right? So I don't think it's necessary to like read up on all different things. I mean, it's definitely it could be a nice thing to do, but I don't think it's necessary.
So, my most requested feature is adding tank controls to this section.
I feel like I would get at least one negative review on Steam.
Tank controls or controller mapping, you can only have one.
Tank controls is like the new game plus, I think, kind of sure that people would be looking for.
I just wanted for, like, literally that cave. It would work so well. Did anyone ever seem lost in that cave section? There was a couple people I've seen who didn't seem to know you could advance the screen to the right.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I actually hadn't seen that. That's worrying.
I think it was 2 people max, so...
But it's like a path, right? How do you not know to just follow the path?
I know, but it kind of makes sense, because there's, like, nothing... Yeah. Visual design. Magic.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. That instead of a run button, a tank controls button. Huh. Wait, some games did have that though, right? Like that was kind of a thing at a certain period of time where you could switch between tank controls or regular controls.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But just having a shortcut button, like, why not, right? Or you have like a Dr. Hauser type camera system. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can see things from above, from first person, or from the other way. Just like for some reason you just have these 3 different camera systems.
And like the overhead camera has to absolutely tank the frame rate.
Oh yeah, of course. You never see the curiosity, doesn't even... Well, yeah, of course it exists. It's talking.
I'm 100% expecting Edwin to wake up and dye his hair black in the next scene. Alright, we did it. Nah, I'll pass.
Yeah. Maybe next time.
Maybe the sequel.
So, Deepest War, I was wondering if Curiosity is also a nod to the Mars rover. I had not thought about it that way. But sure, why not? Let's go with it.
It is now. It's canon.
That's not how... It's a cool idea, but I hadn't actually thought of that before. There is some stuff like that, though, with names in the game, though.
Like Buzz Aldrin being in the game in real life?
No. Starstruck Prologue 2. Well, that's it. That's a pretty funny idea. What if I just did that, right? It's just like the next third of the game is also, it's just like a longer demo and just call it Starstruck Prologue 2. What if I'm not just gonna immediately dismiss the idea.
Just never stop making prologues.
Yeah.
200 hours worth of prologue. The game's gonna be really long. Just Tor asked if the entire game is actually set in Purgatory.
Is that a twist in something? I feel like that's a reference to something that I don't know what it is.
That's like about as common as it was all just a dream.
Oh. Well, the thing is, actually, the game is not set in Purgatory, but I am stuck in Purgatory. And and by making this game, I hope that it will appease my tormentors. And perhaps, I have no guarantee, but perhaps they will stop inflicting me with so much pain.
Yuri, huh?
Who's that?
No, that's a Japanese thing, I think.
Oh yeah, I have heard the Ed and Eddie Purgatory thing. Yeah, Jose, he did the voice of the frog and also the saxophone, I think, in Break the Mold. Pretty good job with that. Yeah, let's see the expert 100%.
This is my favorite credit.
Which one?
Music theory advisor.
I didn't know how else to write it. He helped a little bit with me implementing the improv stuff. I didn't know how else to word it, so. Yeah, I saw someone else they were watching. That's a music theory advisor. Like, whoa, this game is pretty serious. Like that.
It's probably either really intimidating or really funny, depending on your relationship with Music Academia. I'm the only dumbass who put their Twitter handle in the credits.
This is a very important line right here. The creators of the software are not associated with the United States government. Or I want to clear that up.
Buzz Aldrin, please stop calling my house.
All right, here we go. Now, time for the real content. Oh. Well, no, just click no. Just go to free play mode. We got to see if you can even pass your own song.
Oh, he's just sleeping. He's fine. I love that little line.
What?
Oh, he's just sleeping.
Yeah, if you notice when you're Edwin in the fairy garden, if you take out the guitar, it doesn't show the captain's hand. That's because the captain and Hadley are not watching at that point. And also, no one has, I don't know if anyone's ever knows this, so I'll just say it too. When you're in the fairy garden, the loading thing is not the hourglass. That's like the old Windows 98 hourglass. It's it's a different loading thing, because the hourglass is when it's the computer, when it's like Hadley computer thing loading.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different loading thing when it's not involving the computer. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but that's okay.
I'm gonna have to pay attention next time I play through this. Alright, of course we have to explore the trash can. From the programmer. Who's that?
It's me.
Whoa! What a twist. The amazing Hadley art.
Oh, I take it back when I said I didn't make any art in the game. By the way.
Is this all you?
I forgot
Oops.
about. No, Hadley drew this art. Hadley drew this art.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Did you make all the translators redraw the text? Yes. Yes, I did. It was always an awkward thing to ask, but yeah, they all redrew it because I don't want to try to write like Japanese or Russian or Korean. Like there's no way I'm gonna be able to draw that. I remember I drew something, like I redid some. It wasn't the Hadley art, but it was like the song title art, which is also kind of like MS Painty. I redrew that in Korean based on the Korean translations, and I showed the Korean translator. I'm like, how does this look? What? Can you pull up the high score so you can see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, one sec.
Do you even know there's high score? I don't even know if people know this. I guess it's in free play mode too.
Mm-hmm.
But go to data.
Yeah, we can just go to free play now.
Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can just go there.
Is it under options or songs? No, it's
go-
under.
So you see the art in the top right with that has the song? No, just go to songs. Just go to songs.
Oh, okay.
So the art in the top right, like the name, all the different songs have a different name. So like kind of like MS Painty, right? So I redid it in like Korean for the translated title names, and I showed the Korean translator. I'm like, how does this look? And he was like, this looks horrible. It looks like it was drawn in MS Paint. I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. But does the Korean handwriting look okay? And he's like, oh, okay, I guess that looks okay. Yeah, but this looks horrible.
It took me until just now to realize the LOL reference.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we'll start with the one that's not mine.
This is also maybe the toughest one. Are you up for the challenge?
Yeah, this is the hardest map in the game, isn't it?
It might be, yeah. I also had this music memorized, so I don't need to listen to it. You're doing pretty good, actually, though.
Oh.
What?
Totally fucked that one.
Yeah, that one's a little tricky.
Oh. I was like, why is the music skipping?
Yeah, no, you gotta. I think I do have some ideas to make the notes a little more obvious. That you have to go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see some people do that.
Shoutouts to the Zoom pits.
Oh yeah, of course. You know those got to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally, I think, when my friend was making this song. These songs in the extra mode, they're not by the main composer, Andrew Allenson. They're sort of by other people. So I remember when my friend was making this song, at one point I was just like, well, what if you just added the Zune trumpets? He was like, yeah, sure. And then it somehow, and then actually it worked surprisingly well, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. This is a pretty awesome song.
I like it. I think it turned out well.
I still need to play the game this is from.
You mean Starstruck Prologue?
Yeah.
Yeah, officially. Well, actually, the Cog Dis, like, creator actually like retweeted it. When like I posted like this new song, this game's adding this song, He actually retweeted it, so I guess he approved of it. I don't know.
Oh, how'd I do? Oh, I'll take it.
Not
B
bad.
for best. Alright, well that's the stream.
I think we're forgetting.
Alright. Yeah,
Okay.
so I did a couple songs for this. What should I do first? Shoutouts to B. I guess we'll just go in order. This was for the Halloween update, which consisted of this song.
That's correct.
I had the idea to do that voice thing when I was taking a shower, and it was too stupid for me not to not do it.
Oh, good. I think I read a tweet or a quote by, what's the Persona, like, kind of like rap group, kind of, they're like Lotus Juice, I think they're called, right? Or I don't know, they're somehow involved with the Persona music, and I think something they said is like sometimes, and this kind of applies to why their music is so good, it's like sometimes you just gotta add a little cringe in there.
It's very true.
Just to make it, or it wasn't cringe, but you gotta add a little cheesiness in there, just to make it like, just to make it perfect.
I mean, that's the entire reason why there's allophones in the lead part right now.
And that is why
I suck at this map.
What's going on here? I thought you were not only a musician but also the composer of the song. What's going on? Do we need to get Sleffy in here to like show you how it's done? Is that what we need?
Oh, maybe. He did do the lead. I think that might be the issue here.
Are you distracted by the turnip girl? Is that the problem?
She is cute. A very controversial pick between the other option.
Oh yeah.
I think we were both like, yeah, the other picture is probably a better fit, but she's cute, so...
Yeah, instead of this background, the alternative was like more of a skeleton spooky thing. But we just, no, we need the turnip girl. She's the background now. I think you failed the song.
I think I did too.
Not epic. Ooh, not epic.
Ooh, ouch.
Not epic at all. That's okay. We're all accepting here in the Starstruck community, so don't worry about it. Oh, come on, you gotta do this song on Master Mode.
I'll give it a shot after this attempt. This is a really fun chart.
I think so. I mean, especially on Master Mode, that's where the real wackiness comes in.
Mm-hmm. Shoutouts to Obsi for doing the background art.
Oh yeah. I love the background art on this.
If you look really closely, you can probably make out some things.
That is true. There's some... I actually don't know what the one at the bottom says, and I was too embarrassed to ask what it said.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I think it's a reference to the game Starfetchers.
Oh, really? Okay, that would explain why I don't understand what it's saying. Okay. Yeah, we need a FC on King of the World Master.
Before I can stop the stream.
Yeah. No sleep.
There's actually a little mistake I made in the tapping section, but I wanted to keep it in because I wanted to keep like the high school band aesthetic that the rest of the game seems to have.
What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? Wait. No, I'm actually all for that.
I don't know if anybody else except for me notices it, but it's there.
Alright, let's see what score you got.
If you squint, it says bleep stinks. Alright. Let's give Master Mode a try.
Let's see what happens here.
Oh, jeez, wrong way.
No, I was thinking of like, for like the Halloween song, like only having a master chart, but now I'm glad I didn't do that because I thought everyone was just, I guess, you know, I just assume everyone's as good as me at the game. Yeah, see, isn't this cooler now?
Oh, I forgot all about the R1 stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Oh man, this does look kind of chaotic, doesn't it?
Oh, I missed triangle. Wait, no I don't. I'll be hitting every other note sooner or later.
Oh, is that okay? We got Earthquake in the chat, who is actually maybe the best Starstruck player of all. Yeah, I don't even know if it's possible to get. Well, I mean, it's possible, but I've never heard of anyone getting a perfect playthrough of King of the World on Master. I have certainly not done it.
Mm-hmm. Very good Starstruck rhythm game section player.
When are you going to play Through the Fire and Flames? Well, there's a thing called copyright law. And it's a great thing, but in this case it doesn't, well, it can be a great thing, but in this case it doesn't allow me to do that.
Think I might have failed this one, but let's see.
It's not looking good. Want to quit now and just spare yourself.
Nice.
Ooh. It's okay. It's
Defers, do your best.
It is a pretty tough song.
Mm-hmm.
Set up a system for people to stake in custom songs. Yeah, will do that at some point, but probably not soon. Maybe in the full game as a post-launch update, or something. It should say you tried instead of my score. If it's D-rank, no, that's too mean. Do you have to FC King of the World on Master to get the next beta? Yeah, I thought that was understood.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at this point, I think we've played through the demo. What is your opinion on this game?
Like I said, I'm looking forward to the finished product. You've met most of my, mini criticisms since the first time I played it, so, I mean, controlling, remapping, and the big obvious stuff, implementation, that's coming, so... But,
is it cool or is it cringe?
Cool to cringe.
Yeah, the scale.
I'm gonna do it. I'm giving it a cool.
Okay.
You did it.
Who did the free play song? Oh, this is by the main composer, Andrew Allenson. No, you mean the menu song, right? Yeah. Kecker Cringe. Yeah, that's the show that I'm holding on Bleep's Twitch channel.
So, how would you rate the stream? Cringe or epic?
Me?
Yes.
I would say cringe.
That's true. That's fair.
I would say cringe. But
I mean, you saw those scores.
the good kind of cringe. The cringe that makes you, like, want to click on the cringe compilation, you know, and you click on the part 2 and part 3. The kind of cringe that you just can't get enough of. That kind of cringe.
My stream is the cringe YouTube of video game streams.
No, but it's the game. It's not. No, you did a great job. It's the game that's cringe. That's the problem.
Cringe stream poggers.
No, it was a good stream. It was fun answering all the questions.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for being on.
Yeah.
This has been in my back pocket for a while, so I'm glad I could get it scheduled finally.
Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good thing to do tonight.
Is there any burning questions you want to ask the Twitch chat?
What do I want to ask? Well, you can join the Discord if you want.
Yeah, I will post a link. Do you have a public link for this?
The Discord? Yeah, it's just Discord. I'll just post it.
Yeah, that works.
It's actually discord.gg/Starstruck. It's pretty easy to remember or to write out.
I'm only a mod there. I don't need to know these things.
Yeah. Or download the game yourself. Or...
Yeah, you can get to the game with the link in the garbage can. Join the trash crew.
Yeah. Or let me see. I mean, everyone. I think everyone here has honestly already played the game, so there's no point.
Thank you, Rose, for the follow.
And thank you, Deep Explorer, for the 100 bits.
Yes, thank you for that. I'm still unsure what bits are, but thank you.
So do I get 50 of those bits? How does this work?
As the stream publisher, I get 30%.
I guess that's the world we live in.
This is how it starts.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks again, Mr. Tenda, for being on. Everyone, go to starstruck.com.
Starstruck.co.uk.
Everyone, go download the game. Leave it positive reviews. It helps the algorithm. Add it to your wish list.
I mean, yeah, if for some reason people here don't actually know the game, and I think everyone knows it, but on the off chance someone doesn't, here's the Steam link. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, especially people who all familiar faces come and hanging out. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Thanks everyone. See you next time.
Bye.